Episode 8 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters is now available on Apple TV, and it revealed a lot to us. Come with me on this full analysis of the episode where I'll explain everything that's going on and what's coming up in the next episodes. Welcome back to Nerds Insights, your daily nerd news channel. Episode 8, unlike Episode 7, was very revealing. It was explosive, it was really good, it brought huge suspense and some revelations that we could never have expected, and it's setting up a kind of hook for what's happening because, if you pay attention, it's building a narrative around suspense about what Monarch wants, what Lee Shaw wants, and what's coming, which at the end of the episodes will come together and lead to a big battle, a big fight that's on the way. And of course, your like is also on the way. Drop a like on this video and comment, did you like episode 8? Were you surprised? I'm really curious to know your overall opinion about this episode. In this episode 8, unlike episode 7, we go back to 1955 through those reports made by Keiko Miura, Lee Shaw, and Billy Randa about the new enlistment they had for Godzilla. However, they had everything from the new overall commander at Monarch, who reported everything to General Bucket, that would have ended the Monarch project, at least in terms of the funding the United States was providing, because there was no more evidence that other Titans were alive. So Lee comes up with the idea for them to make a map of all possible locations where the Titans might be, but they don't show up on the surface because they're in the Hollow Earth, and that's what Billy Randa discovers and brings to Keiko Miura. Taking it to Keiko, he finds out that she actually has a son named Hiroshi. Here comes the big revelation of this episode: Hiroshi is not Billy Randa's son, he's only Keiko's son. However, in a way to help Keiko and her family, Billy gives his last name to Hiroshi. They pretend to be a couple, from what we're understanding, so that their lives could be easier in the United States, which had huge prejudice against Japan, considering they had just come out of World War II. So if Hiroshi is not a Randa, automatically Cate and Kentaro are also not Randas, and the Monarch legacy is not theirs. I found this really cool, a crazy suspense, an explosive revelation that was missing in the series. Right after that, we're back to the year 2015. Cate, May, and Kentaro are helping Verdugo and Monarch to find Lee Shaw and understand what he's up to. I found it very vague how they figured out that Lee is in Kazakhstan, where Keiko was killed, so they go back there to finish what they were doing in 1955. Cate, Kentaro, May, Tim, and some Monarch agents also head there on this mission. Upon arrival, they discover Shaw's plan was to detonate that location and thus seal off the passage to the Hollow Earth, and that's exactly what was happening. Those glows we saw coming from the ground were entrances to the Hollow Earth, so that's why Monarch never found the Frost Vark, because they were passing through the Hollow Earth. That centipede titan from Kazakhstan was also passing through a Hollow Earth portal. Shaw's plan is to close all entrances to the Hollow Earth so Godzilla won't have to face these creatures again and cause another G-Day. But Monarch doesn't understand this. They think Shaw is only making things worse. Maybe he is. It wasn't clear who's telling the truth. But then, after explaining all this to Cate, Shaw decides to detonate the bombs with everyone inside. The place starts shaking, really strong tremors, rocks begin to fall, and May starts running out of nowhere and jumps into the portal. And then Cate also ends up falling into that portal along with that centipede titan. And that's how we conclude episode 8 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So with Lee's plan being revealed, it seems like there's going to be a huge battle, as we've seen in the spots between Godzilla and the Iron's Dragon. If you notice in the image, there's one of those portals at the battle site, meaning, Lee is going to try to destroy all passages to the Hollow Earth, leaving only one, where Godzilla will encounter the Iron's Dragon, leading to this massive battle. There seems to be chaos unfolding at this location, so we can expect many revelations. Hiroshi will reappear and reveal what he was up to, and there will be many battles. The preview for episode 9 is already out, set to release on January 5th next year, and it says that Shaw and May search for Cate and make a surprising discovery, while Kentaro suffers from his loss. That's intriguing, because who could Kentaro lose? The important people in his life are May, Cate, and his mother, who hasn't appeared in the episodes again. May is with Shaw searching for Cate, so it could only be if something happened to Cate, or even if she died. But that's something we'll only find out next year. So did you follow everything I mentioned in this episode, or were you lost? If you got it, comment below if you understood your talk. I got it. And of course, subscribe to this channel because we have videos every day about nerd culture. Next year, we'll come back even stronger, bringing more news. Stay tuned to this channel. It'll be your source for daily nerd information. Hit the bell icon too, so you ensure the videos reach you. Take care, and until next time.